I want to get this recording in before I go to bed and I forget because I might not feel like doing it when I wake up. Florida got absolutely destroyed by Texas A&M. Don't let the 33-20 score fool you. It was a lot worse than what the scoreboard indicated. Billy Napier doesn't know what the fuck he was doing. Rotating quarterbacks in and out and killing the momentum and the rhythm that they were getting into. Offensive line has been a problem for 2 seasons now, but Billy Napier thought it was a good idea to keep Rob Sale's coach. Defense, Billy Napier wouldn't know what a good defensive coordinator looked like if he peed in a cup and threw the urine in his face. Like, it is absolutely insane. Special teams was pretty good. They pinned Texas A&M at the 1 yard line at one point, but sadly, because the defense was terrible, they gave up that 99-yard drive before the game went into halftime. Now, granted, they were assisted by what I thought was a bullshit targeting call because I don't understand how. I mean, yeah, I get it. He hit him with his head, but it wasn't like. But the crown of the helmet is the top of the head. If anything, the dude hit him with his forehead. That to me is like one of the worst. That's one of the worst turning calls I've ever seen. But it didn't matter because Florida was going to get bounced by Texas A&M regardless. Gave up 33 points to a backup QB who didn't even know he was starting until about half hour before the game because Connor Wakeman was out. Now I did say I didn't think Connor Wakeman was going to light up Florida's defense the way Cam Ward did, but the quarterback that they had, Marcel Reed, was able to do that because he has the same skill set as Cam Ward, basically. Except I think he's faster because he's a little bit lighter in the ass. Pause. But anyways, yeah, Billy Napier is a dead man walking, and he even kind of knew that in his press conference because he sounded very somber and vivid. And from what I've been reporting by USA Today, boosters for the University of Florida have already, I guess, before the season has started, had collected enough money just in case if they needed to buy out Billy Napier's contract and move on from him, and that's what it's going to do. So don't be surprised within. What are we at right now? We're at 11:57 p.m. at the time of this recording. Still technically Saturday night, but it's going to get into Sunday morning in a few minutes. Do not be surprised if later Sunday afternoon, like while the NFL is kicking off, that reports of Billy Napier's termination has officially been approved. I understand that this is a man with a wife and kids, and I do feel sorry for him in an instance because he did seem like a guy who had a plan in place for what he wanted to do with the Florida Gators beyond the football field. And from what people who are inside the who cover the program inside and out said that there are a lot of things outside of the football field that were improved um, compared to how they were operated uh, under Dan Mullen. But obviously, the football field at the end of the day is the biggest result of whether or not you made the right hire or not, which is kind of crazy because with all the things college football coaches do, they tell coaches the last thing you're going to do in college football is coach football. But Billy Napier didn't do a good job, and at the end of the day, he expedited his termination because he did not make the necessary changes, or if he did make a change, it was too late. He waited too long to change the strength and conditioning program, which I'm not even sure if it's really that much improved from the last 2 years. He waited too long to address special teams. That's the one strong suit of this football team because the punt coverage has been excellent throughout this season. And even in the kick returns today, Jaden Ball and Traylon Rebs showed that, hey, they're not just good running backs, they're capable kick returners as well. So that's one positive. And I like that they kept fighting. Chimere Dike, shout out to him, had his biggest day of the season so far. Elijah Badger got another touchdown. Originally had one taken away from him because of Montreal holding penalty, but was able to get into the end zone later on that drive anyway. So, no, he was able to at least get that. Sadly, he won't get the he won't get back the dopamine of the play that he made to do so. The defense looks just as bad as the 2020 defense. It's really not that much worse in my opinion. Um, it's just bad all the way around. Napier made continuous bad hires on the defensive side of the ball. Should have never hired Austin Armstrong to begin with, and it, apparently, I guess Corey Raymond for Corey Raymond was the least of Florida's problems in the secondary because I don't see much improvement under Will Harris either. Now maybe it's the defensive system that they're running in because the philosophy of that defense is probably one of the worst constructed I've ever seen. But overall, Billy, I do recognize that you're a good man, a good hearted man, a family man, and I do genuinely wish success for your coaching career. Maybe you can land on your feet again as a wide receiver coach someplace else, because I do think Billy Napier can, because he was a wide receiver coach for Alabama under Nick Saban. So I think maybe that could help. Maybe he could do something like that. You know, I hope he lands on his feet, and I just don't think he's just not a good football coach, or at least at the level for an SEC school or for a power conference. Maybe he goes back to the group of five and finds another group of five job, but he's just not cut out to be a head coach at an SEC program like Florida. So it sucks to have to be a Florida fan in this position to have to hire another head coach, not including the interim coaches, but Florida's going to hire their fifth head coach in the post Tebow era, and we're not even within and we're not even within the 20 years before. We're not even in the 20-year range of the post Tebow era. Florida's going to have to hire a fifth head coach. So where the Tennessee Vols were at, where they were just running through coaches like pancakes at IHOP. Florida's going to have to hire another head coach. They're going for Lane Kiffin. At this point, I'm not that really of a big Lane Kiffin fan, but screw it. If that's who they have decided is their number one target, and if Lane Kiffin is mutually interested in Florida, then why not? Just at least it's a head coach that has experience coaching in the Power Five, has moved around well throughout college football and is well, and plus he also coached at Florida Atlantic too, so he's probably familiar with some of the recruiting regions here in the Sunshine State. But yeah, if it's Lane Kiffin, it's Lane Kiffin. If not, then maybe the Louisville coach Jeff Brom. But I would just like Florida just to get back to playing winning football like they used to back in the day. So it sucks. In all kinds of weather, I'm still a Florida fan, and I will be till I die. But it's just you just hate having to be in this position because right now, not Georgia you're not even in the same stratosphere as not in the same universe as Georgia. Tennessee's risen above you. Miami's risen above you. Florida State at one point was above you, but they seem like they've fallen right back down to earth. But Miami, Georgia, Tennessee, your three of your biggest rivals, they're not above you. Even UCF has risen above Florida at this point. They're the better program, and you know, that's just no other way to say it. They're 3-0 right now, and they're heading into your town in about a couple of weeks after your bye week. So that's really about it. Billy Napier, you're on borrowed time at Florida, so good luck to you.